I think democracy is dead because. Well, let me ask you before I tell you why. Do you think we have a Do we have a democratic country in this country, United States? Are you? First of all, are you American?
Yeah, I mean, I have a thick Southern accent, so I mean, yeah, I'm
But
American.
sometimes I hear Canadians with a fucked up
So,
redneck accent. I don't know.
yeah.
I'm just messing with you, man. um, do you think that we have democracy in America still?
So we have representative democracy instead of
Yeah.
direct democracy. I'm very in favor of direct democracy over representative democracy,
Oh,
but we
me too.
still
You must
have.
be you're an anarchist.
Yeah, I'm an anarchist syndicalist.
Fuck yeah. Okay. Okay.
So representative democracy, it still is democracy, but you're not. You have politicians voting on the laws instead of the people. And these politicians are a bunch of geriatric old people who don't have the interests of the working class in mind.
Yeah.
I mean, every one of them was on Epstein's Island. Well, I mean, not every single one of them, but a lot of them were.
Or they defended the people who were on the island.
Yeah,
Either way, their bosses were on the island or they were on the island.
I mean, the only two who didn't that I know of is Bernie Sanders and Ilhan Omar.
Hmm. Yeah, all
Yeah.
the black women in Congress probably never were on the island.
Well, I mean, those were the only two that defended against, or were deliberately against all this that I know of.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that democracy is dead just because all most of the governments of the world have a more bastardized version of democracy.
Okay. How old are you, man?
I just turned 20.
Oh, you just turned 20. Okay. Now I'm glad I asked you. Um, all right. So other countries have different form. They have parliamentary government,
Mhm.
but it's still just a form of representative democracy. At the end of the day, we build these republics because it's very difficult to operate at scale. And we have the Enlightenment thinkers. They came up with this idea, and I am against a lot of it. But at the end of the day, the way it's supposed to work is that I elect someone that goes as a delegate to Washington D.C. to take care of my interests because I can't go there myself, right? It makes
Mhm.
sense on paper, but that fucker, my congressperson, who's a hardcore Republican, never done a town hall, she goes to Washington D.C. and she is more of a partisan than a Californian, and she certainly doesn't represent her district. She is
Mhm.
a Republican first, a Californian second, and a 41st districtor last, right? She doesn't even care about this
Mhm.
community. Um, so that's why I think democracy died when we started limiting the power of Congress again with the scratching, the clawing of power to the presidency and the executive branch, but also this worship of the parties. This is the craziest thing
Very true.
in my lifetime that I've seen. And it's funny, you're the second younger caller I've gotten, and I'll tell you, man, themselves support like nobody called themselves an Obama supporter after the election was over. You call yourself a supporter during the campaign, and then after it's over, they work for you. That's not the way it is anymore. Now it's like people, I'm a Republican. You're a Republican? Well, I voted that way. That doesn't make you a Republican. Are you on the fucking payroll? Are you working with them? How are you a Republican? You know what I mean? Like a
Mhm.
Democrat? Are you working for them? You show up? Are you canvassing? What do you mean you're a Democrat? Well, I voted for them. Doesn't mean fucking anything. You put one day in, you put 5 minutes of work in, and now you call yourself one of them? It's like sports now. You're not a Bronco, you know, or what you're not a Crimson Tide. You're not part of the Crimson Tide, you know? You are just a guy turning beer into piss on the sidelines or watching on TV.
Mhm.
Um and yet these guys call themselves Republicans and Democrats, and that to me is why democracy is dead. I see Democrats and Republicans shaking their heads, scratching their heads, going, I don't know why no one's backing us up anymore. It's because they don't back up the people. They don't represent me anymore.
Well, you are very true there. It's just we. This is more of it's a problem of political polarization. This
Yeah.
I do eventually believe we'll resolve this problem, but you still have good people like, the Democratic Socialists of America. They get people into the Democratic Party, and then they get their people in power, like Zoran Mamdani.
Mm.
Zoran Mamdani, ever since he got in, he's been doing great.
But let's not get bogged down with that shit. Why do you like
I,
Zoran Mamdani?
I like Zoran because of, I mean, even though believes in social democracy, and I have my problems with social democracy, I like that he's putting in and been talking about putting in policies that directly benefit the working class, like
Yeah.
rent control. These free public buses.
Yeah.
The thing he did with the snow shovelers. Just ever
Kinda
since
cool.
he's got in, he's done nothing but good. And we need more people like him. And I feel like with the Democratic Socialists of America, with how they get their people into political office like this is gonna start becoming more often with the DSA getting stronger.
Do you think that the Democratic? Let me ask you, what's your problem with the DSA? Why do you, where do you get off? Like, where's your? Because you said I've got some problems with the Democratic Socialists. Why?
Oh, I said I have problems with social democracy as a belief
Oh.
system because they.
What do you what?
But more often than not, social democrats will work with reactionaries instead of other socialists in order to get their
Yes.
message across. But they always betray their morals and values.
Hey man, you're only 20 years old. What the fuck? Yeah, I mean, I'm 100% in agreement on that. Social democracy, social democrats or democratic socialists, um, they're thinking they can tear down the master's house with the master's tools, but they end up like Bernie Sanders, just a lovable loser. And I'm really I like that you have all this optimism about Zoran Mamdani. I think it's refreshing, but I am a little jaded, and I feel like he's just going to be another Bernie, another sad story about a guy who dedicates his life in a system that is inherently against anything he stands for, and he's not going to be able to change fuck all. And it'll end up changing him more than he changes it. You know?
Well, I mean, Bernie, I mean, granted, he's still, I guess, a career politician now, but I feel like he still does a lot of good for, all that all that entails. But it's
Yeah. Would you say he was successful?
in some things, but in a lot of things, no.
Yeah, I think he's like the Chicago Cubs. He goes years and years and years, but he'll never win that World Series. He's just a lovable loser. And I love him. Don't get me wrong. Bernie's great, but at the end of the day, what did he accomplish? I don't really see anything. I can't point to Bernie did that. He gave us something, some talking points. I think that I mean, I live in a world where I don't know that this is possible, right? But I think that the states should break up again and form consensual relationships that we can call something else. I think the United States is a failed experiment at this point, and everything that's going on with the war right now. I mean, it's just right in your face with Trump and everything. It's all up in our grill right now about how miserably the experiment has failed, and we need. I mean, even if you read other countries' constitutions that were based on ours, theirs make more sense. Like, they're newer. They make more sense than ours, written fucking 250 years ago. And it's like this albatross around our neck at this point. I still love the Constitution because, again, it lets me it lets me say things like I think the government shouldn't exist, but it if I say it too loudly or get too many other people on board, they'll fight me.
Very true. Very true. Like Fred Hampton.
Like Fred Hampton. Exactly. Like Fred Hampton. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Wasteland Games YouTube. I really appreciate you calling in, man.